This should be recording. So what's going on, everybody? I'm gonna basically teach you how to do Autotune on Garageband. I'm making this video because basically I'm pretty sure everyone else had the same problem where they're trying to find a certain type of sound and they're not really finding it. So I record music and stuff, and I figured I know how to use Garageband fairly well. So let's just get right into it, alright? So I'm gonna use this song, Bartender, because I mean this is not the cleanest autotune. I'll probably preview another song. But alright, let's get back on topic. So basically what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna go to new track, create track, and you're just gonna have this little audio file. Turn the monitor off or on. If you turn this on, this basically means that you're gonna hear yourself from your mic onto your headset, right? So if you want it on, you can have it on. We don't want it on right now. So then what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to go to voice. Usually when I'm making music, I like to go into legacy. You can go into voice. You can pick these different types of effects actually. There's different types of things, experimentals, but those are all for like voiceovers and like animations and stuff like that. So what we're gonna want to do is go into legacy, vocals. As we can see, we have these different options, right? So like I use male R&B, right? Because I feel like it sounds the nicest, and it already has presets, compression, and it already has an EQ that's pretty useful. So after that, you're gonna want to go into this little scissor thing up here, and you're just gonna want to, so this is where stuff starts getting complicated because everyone always says in the videos, oh, you turn this up and this is auto-tune, and that's like the most dumb thing ever. It is auto-tune and it does correct your pitch. However, it's not what you're looking for if you're going to record like rap music, R&B music, right? We're all looking for that sort of T-Pain type sound. So we just kind of want to work from off of that. So then what you're going to want to do is you're going to slide that out of the way, press limit to key, and basically what you need to do is when you're singing your song, so like let me get this, I wonder if the audio is going to play. Alright, basically it does. Okay, so you're going to go into this thing, right? And you're going to go into your mic. This thing up here. You're going to go into your mic, and you're going to basically, when you're going to play the song, I like the bartender. Okay, so we see all these numbers bouncing around, right? But it sounds different too when you record. Sometimes when you need to play this, because if you don't play this, you're going to throw yourself off. But basically what this does for us is it gives us the key. And the key for this song is in G minor. And you're going to click limit to key. And basically what that does is it corrects your pitch to this key. Limit to key. No? Common sense, right? Okay. So that's what we're going to want to do. That's going to give us the auto-tune type sound, right? So here, let's go up to here. Just has limit to key off. I like the bartender. Ooh, she was looking for me. I like the bar with her. Okay. I like the bartender. Ooh, she was looking for me. I like the bar with her. Okay. So as we can see, it works fairly well. But if we heard down here, we heard some weirdness. You have to listen to monitoring, actually. Now that I think about it, you need monitoring. That is pretty much required. Because you need to hear how your vocals sound. And you need to be able to, like, control your vocals. Like, I'm going to be honest. Some people can use autotune. And sometimes people just can't be saved by autotune. I'm lucky that I'm usually able to get saved. Unlike that little crack. Like, everything is right here. So you hear that crack. So basically when you hear that kind of stuff, you just want to just kind of delete that, and then you'll re-record it later, but we don't have time for that right now. So then basically the next step is you're going to want to click enable flex. And what enable flex does is it kind of like, see these lines right here, these lines down here? Basically these lines are like areas where you're off rhythm. So your tempo up here is going to be these lines are dependent on this tempo. So whatever your tempo's at is basically what limit to keys at. So now if you hear this, it's going to run more smoothly. Just check it out right now. I like the bartender. Ooh, she was looking for me. I like the bar with her. Okay. I like the bartender. Alright, and then we don't have that part, so we don't need to worry about that. But if you did notice, the musical ear will catch that. Almost every time. So that's pretty much how you get the auto-tune going. Now for the sounds and effects, that's a whole different area. You're going to want to go into controls up here. And this is where stuff starts getting complicated. Not really, kind of. So I'm not like a super music expert. Hold on, let me get back up. I'm not a super music expert yet. Like I'm not an expert or anything, but I know enough to where I know you just kind of don't really want to mess with these unless you really know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing and you know what all this stuff is, go for it. I don't really know what all this stuff is. I'm still learning about it, but I know enough that will help you guys out. So basically, you want to go to EQ. Now you're gonna want to have your main EQ as clear vocals. That just helps get rid of like any sort of background noise. Here, you can listen to that right now. I like the bartender. She was looking for me. I mean, if you kind of can notice the difference. Now let me put it back on. I like the bartender. She was looking for me. It gives it a more crisp sound. And then two, there's other EQs in here, right? Now, if you go to voice, and then you're gonna have all these EQs. Maybe you're trying to do other things. You want to soften the lead vocals. Maybe you want to make them bigger, right? Make them harder. Yeah, female, male vocals. Maybe you want choir in the choir EQ to give it more of a like a more grand sound, right? So then what you're gonna want to do then is you're gonna want to click down here, right that white line. You probably barely saw it. That white line. You're gonna click EQ, channel EQ, and now you have another EQ. So you can just go to voice. I already have male lead vocal in the second one, so for third, I'm probably just gonna go with vocal refresh. And what that does is it sort of helps give more of a pronunciation on your words. It makes things a little bit more clear. Male lead vocal kind of just helps heighten the noise, like gives it a more like proud sound. So. I like the bartender. She was looking for me. I like the bar with her. So it just makes it more crisp overall, right? And kind of that's kind of the EQs. The compressor's already by itself. Like I said, if you guys know what you're doing with that part, there's a bunch of other tools. You have different types of reverbs. You have different types of pitch shifters, phasers. Phasers really nice for like rap music and stuff like that. Disorders if you're doing like other things. All types of tools. But we're not really gonna get into those today. Echo. Okay, this is kind of easy to work with. You just kind of slide it. The more it is, the more echo it is. You kind of don't really want that. You kind of just want to slide echo in the background. And reverb. All right, this is for you guys who want that like Travis Scott type sound. You kind of just you'll understand what I'm saying right now when I turn this up. So that's reverb. Travis Scott. That's basically all I can come up with right now. But yeah, that's that. You kind of just want it mid. Yeah, because you don't really want it overwhelming depending on what type of song. Like this song, you don't really want an overwhelming reverb. It'll kind of just not. Oh shit. Oh fuck. It's whatever. It'll probably be fine. I like the bartender. She was looking for me. It's fine. It's whatever. But yeah, you don't want an overwhelming reverb. And I mean that's pretty much that for the basics of Autotune. I mean this Autotune is not my cleanest. I'll do this song because this song has pretty nice Autotune. No, we don't really need to save this. This is probably one of my songs that has the best Autotune. You'll understand what I'm saying when you hear the different types. Messing with the reverb. Basically, I use all the basic tools. Everything I showed you here is what I used here. Literally everything. Same, pretty much same things. See? There's literally nothing much changed. Oh, that's monitor. Turn that off. Turn monitors off. Just in case we go through anything else. Monitor off. Okay. So yeah, nothing really changing here. I mean, look, there's just a couple bounces and reverb, pitches, and all that. I mean, not pitch correction, but like, you know what I'm saying? Reverb and echo. Just a couple changes, but nothing major. And this is kind of what it would sound like when it's really done well. So we don't really need to get into that. But the main thing that you kind of want to pay attention to is actually these lyrics. Now that's literally Autotune carrying. If you were in your right mind, you would understand that that's literally Autotune carrying these vocals. Like listen to what it would sound like without this. See? It's kind of terrible. You kind of sipping on that lean. That's literally Autotune. All this is Autotune. And see these lines? You will be able to hear the bend in pitch with these lines. especially right here.
Shit is insane.
See, you hear that pitch? Now, this is what the auto-tune will, this is how it will save you. If you get the perfect key, I think this one is, yeah, it's F sharp. If you get the perfect key, this can save your life. So make sure you get that key good.
Sipping on that lean. Shit is insane. Dangerous.
No, I should play the verse too. So now, pretty much the final product would be, after all that,
I'm feeling lonely up in this cool world. Don't know what to do. I let my head swirl. Sipping on that lean purple.
so that's pretty much it, guys. There's not really much else that you can do. I'm probably gonna do more tutorials. Just send me questions of what you guys like have, what any problems you guys are experiencing. I probably know the answer to it. I've been using GarageBand for about 2 years now, so I've got a pretty good set of experience and skills in this. I do know how to make beats. I'm not good at it, but I know how to do it. So that's that. So if you guys are like starting, like trying to make beats, I can give you the beginner's guide. I can't give you the expert guide, but I know enough. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, just hit the like and subscribe, share this video around if you guys are also trying to make music and you guys can't really find any good tutorials. I made this tutorial because I really couldn't find any good tutorials when I was looking around. I had to figure everything out myself. So yeah, I kind of just want to be there for all the, the upcoming people. I'll link my SoundCloud. Just check that out if you guys want, and my Instagram. So yeah, that's it.